Good morning, folks. It's Lindsey Helston with SPS back in the building for another SPS Monday Motivation, the Juneteenth edition. That's right, happy Juneteenth, June 19th, the day when slaves and a portion of Texas found out that they were actually free. I can only imagine getting that news, talking about checking the mail and looking for something to come in the mail, and you find out that you've been free from a very oppressive system that still has its vestiges today in 2023, but we will celebrate Juneteenth, now a federal holiday where you have the day off, and for some of you, gives you a moment to check out SPS. I appreciate that. So what is today's SPS Monday Motivation? And it is be grateful for your problems. That's right. Be grateful for your problems, specifically those problems that impact your life compared to others. Now, let me start with this caveat by saying I am in no way or form downplaying the tragedies that people experience in their life. All you got to do is turn on the news or look at social media and see the horrible things that happen to young people, to individuals. And if you're experiencing a tragedy in your life, my heart does go out to you. I cannot say I can understand, but I'm sorry for that and what you may be going through. But in many cases, these problems that we deal with are a little bit different. So let's have perspective. But what a way to start the morning with Michelle Mimi Watkins. Good morning to you. Continued condolences to the loss of your dad. That's right, your father-in-law, Quentin Rocky Watkins has had an amazing impact on so many people's lives. People continue to talk about him, and I know you in Orlando have struggled with that, but heart goes out to you as well. It's a perfect example of the caveat I was speaking of. Also, I got my brother Kevin Marshall on this page this morning. Good morning, brother. Good to see you indeed. Happy Juneteenth. But I'm talking about be grateful for the problems that you have. And this is all rooted in having perspective, okay? We got to keep perspective. And it's so easy to lose perspective. In many cases, it takes other outside events in our lives to give us perspective, to remind us to look at things a certain way. And what is perspective defined as? A particular attitude towards a way of regarding something or a point of view. Like, how do you look at it? In many cases, we look at it head on. Okay, how is this impacting my life? Oh my God, look what's going on. What am I going to do? And what are some of these common problems that we talk about all the time that we experience, right? Some of the common problems. Let's start with this one. Workplace issues, right? Some going on at the job. Oh, these people at the job. That's why today is kind of like hit or miss in the sense that, yeah, you're great that you got the day off, but it's getting you ready to go in tomorrow to deal with some of those workplace issues if you have those. Another issue sometimes get closer to home is not workplace, it's the friendship issues. Some going on with you and your spouse. Some going on with you and your buddy. Some going on with you and your girlfriend. Some going on with somebody that's important to you and that impacts you emotionally, right? That can have a huge impact on you because this is your friend, right? Shout out to my friends. Get to hang out with my guy, Rico Raymond McGore. My guy, Big John Gold, we go down and check him out at DC's Big Monday today. Childhood friends, get a chance to catch up with them, break bread, and spend time. And that's a really, really cool thing. Who do we have right here? I know who this is. Patricia England up early. Happy Juneteenth, son. Happy Juneteenth to you too, mother. Just imagine somebody saying, you know you're free, right? Like, oh, man, this is crazy. But it was a crazy time indeed, and we're still trying to move on. But another thing that we deal with when we go deeper from the friendship issue, what are some of the other issues we have? That emptiness. That kind of leads to a lot of the mental health challenges that many of us deal with. And again, I want to thank our partner right now, Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, for providing such great resource as it relates to attacking these issues as it relates to mental health. As I've always been saying, if you need some support and you're in the Wayne County area, you have the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network there to provide some resources for you. Check out their app. You can download it on your Android or your Apple. And it's a great resource indeed, and I can't wait to talk about some other exciting things we're going to be doing very soon with the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network as far as them being a partner going forward. Good morning, son. She came at me again. I got you, mama. Love you much. Good morning. I'm doing okay that my baby is away at camp. Madeline left for summer camp yesterday, and she'll be gone for a week's time until I see her. Actually, a little bit more than a week, and she'll still be up north but I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. You know, again, you got to have perspective. I can't complain with that. So we talk about that emptiness, but what's another one that we all deal with? That financial crisis. Talking about the money. Ain't enough money to do what you got to do, even though you probably got more than you had before, but it's always something going on with the money. But the one that really touches my heart, the one that really kind of was the impetus for this Monday motivation is dealing with this issue. the health crisis, right? The health crisis, because despite what kind of money you got, it's the health crisis that sometimes that gives you perspective. I mean, what are we seeing right now? If you look in the news, our guy, Mr. Swag, Deion Sanders, right now he's experiencing a health crisis. He is in the process of more than likely having his foot amputated. You hear what I said? He already had 2 toes amputated because of some health issues and circulation issues. Now he's talking about his foot will be amputated. And he said, let's get it done right now because the season will get rolling. And I'm sure he's been aware of this concept, this idea may happen. But we're here celebrating Deion's success, which I'm celebrating the success. But how many of y'all ready to trade, what Deion had to get your foot amputated? How many of you ready to really experience a life-changing moment like that and possibly doing it without having all those resources behind you? Got my brother Rod Drake Wilson, Mr. Wilson on checking in. Happy Father's Day, big bro. Hey, happy Father's Day to you too, man. We are overdue for what? Getting on the links. Saw the beautiful picture of you and your family, man, celebrating Father's Day. Brooklyn is just growing. Crystal's always beautiful, man. You got a beautiful, lovely family, and you're a good brother. Well deserving of a happy Father's Day to you. Yeah, Kevin, in your prayers indeed. So think about that, just how that hit you, like, whoa, yeah. And he said, all right, let's get it done now because the seasons get started. As a football coach how that goes, but he feels he's on a mission. But how many are ready to trade that, right? So think about that. Then also, too, let's bring it closer to home. We talk about Monty Williams. Coach Monty Williams, the new head coach of the Pistons. Shout out to him. I posted a picture a while ago of he and I chopping it up, taking advantage of our USA basketball connection. He is up for possibly $100 million. Currently the highest paid contract right now at $78 million for an NBA coach. But also, if you remember, Monty has some tragic history. He lost his first wife, Ingrid, in a car accident. A tragic car accident when he was coaching in Oklahoma City. And now his current wife, one of the reasons that he had to kind of negotiate back and forth and wasn't sure, she's battling cancer right now. So yeah, $78 million to $100 million. And I know that's a lot of money beyond what many of us are touching right now. Not to say it won't happen, but look at that trade-off. You got to keep perspective of what he's dealing with. That's why you want your problems to be grateful for your problems. Grateful for the problems that you are equipped with. Grateful for the problems that stem from your world and your life that you have the ability to manage and overcome. And these amazing people do have that ability to do that, but just keep that in mind. And lastly, Mr. Dan Gilbert. Shout out to Dan Gilbert. As the owner of the Cleveland Cavs and, always, being a rival to the Pistons, I'm still mad at what LeBron did to the Pistons in that playoff game years ago, and he just throttled us, in overtime the way he did. But Dan Gilbert is a local guy, Michigan State guy, and was able to come in contact with him just recently last week, a week from today, that is, a week ago today, over at the Big Fellas event, Derek Coleman's Big Monday, and he was there. But Dan had a stroke 4 years ago. And even with having a stroke and being bound to a wheelchair, at least the time that I saw him, when I go up and greet him, he gives you this ultra firm handshake that lets you know he's present. He gives you this amazing eye contact that lets you know that despite him being a billionaire and having this huge net worth and all these things happen in his life, that he's still there present with you. But let's also talk about the health crisis he's experienced in his personal life. He lost his son. His youngest son passed just recently of a very rare disease. So you talk about with all that money you have and all those things you have going on, keep in mind those other things that are happening in people's world. And you want to be grateful for your problems and not so much be envious of others. Kevin says, man, I'm struggling with my wife's health issues at this time, but our God will get us all through. And because it's your wife and that's your soulmate and that's your partner, you will pull from all those experiences that you've had. You will be able to realize that even though she's having these health issues, the life that you share together has been so fulfilling and so strong. And these will be the things that'll help you guys get through this. And I'll be praying for you. And I'm so sorry to hear that as well. But you see how this hits home in so many different ways. But what I want to say is you want to be careful as I get ready to wrap this up is not to get caught up in the comparison trap. What is this comparison trap? We often feel inferior to people based on our own self-judgment, our own perception that they are better us in some other way. Oh, Deion's the man. He's a coach that's coaching, and he got Colorado. He's a multimillionaire. Oh, Coach Monty Williams, man, $100 million he stands to make really soon. And Dan Gilbert, a billionaire with a B, that's right. But the things that they may go through may be something that you don't want any part of. That's why you want to be grateful for your problems. Now, lastly, what can we do to try to work on this? You are welcome, brother. Kevin says, thank you, my friend. What can we do to try to address these things with the time that we have is, again, don't fall into the comparison trap. Start your day without comparisons. Start your day without comparing yourself to Coach Deion Sanders or Coach Monty Williams or Dan Gilbert because he's a billionaire, or Deion because he's, a social media juggernaut with what he's doing with the University of Colorado, and also Monty Williams with what he's about to bring. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Focus on you and your situation, right? Also, because when you compare yourself to others, that paralyzes rather than motivate. I think that's powerful. That paralyzes you rather than motivate, because you're saying, I'm not like this person. I'm not doing it like them. Oh, look at them and what they have going on. Oh, man, I'm not like that. And this is also to help you, going forward, to help avoid the stress that's related to wanting to succeed at everything at once. This really hit me. It's really hit me. Wanting to succeed at everything at once. Yeah, we talk about being confident. We talk about being motivated. We talk about being inspired. We talk about being goal-orientated. We talk about following your dreams. But sometimes we get so caught up with wanting to succeed at everything at once that we may look at one thing that may be a shortcoming and not realize all the progress we're having along the way. I'm not telling you to rest on your laurels, but you got to keep perspective. This really hit home with me. Also, something else you can do, you can celebrate others. Celebrate others and what they do. Do something that's for others. And another way I'm going to celebrate others is coming up this Sunday. Looking forward to it. And this is going to be having an NIL discussion about the portal, also about mental health. We talk about this idea, and I got two great individuals we'll be able to rock with. Coach John D. White, coach at Renaissance High School. He's also the CEO of the Black Athlete brand, and also my guy Darian Harris. He's the Director of Player Relations and Programs and Advancement at Michigan State Football. They're going to be coming on for a virtual podcast for Championship Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, to talk about NIL, the portal, and mental health. A cautionary tale. We see what's going on with the John Morants of the world who get this money, and sometimes they're not ready to deal with what comes with it. And we want to be able to celebrate others by teaching them something, by educating the community. This is going to be one of a 3-part series that will extend, leading all the way up to this summer when I'll be at BCAM presenting the coaches on a similar topic. So I look forward to sharing more information about that. But those are some things we can do, folks, as we get ready to go forward. And all I want to do is that finally we got to shut down the negative talk. We have to shut down the negative talk, and it's normally the negative self-talk that we have that affects us so much, because you could be making so much progress, doing so many things, and we get caught up on that one thing. And that negative talk allows us to spiral into this, abyss of depression and negative things. So with that being said, guys, I want you to focus on your problems. Be grateful for the problems that you have, that you're equipped to manage, that you can overcome, that you can see your way through. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but that's part of the challenge. I got my cousin right here, Eric Hodge in the building. I feel you. Need someone to use that, to be like that, to have that conversation. Yep, I feel you. You gotta focus on what you have going on, man. You gotta be able to have that. I'm glad this was able to help you on this day. This is a day that celebrates freedom. There's physical freedom, but there's mental freedom as well. So let's not continue to be caught up in these things that are happening in our world. My brother says, yes, you have to stay positive no matter what. Easier said than done. But if you say, hey, I'm more focused on staying positive, looking at the positive, and be grateful for the things I've accomplished and done, be grateful for the great times I've had, referring to your beautiful wife, grateful for the experience that you wanted to have, that you've seen come to pass. You got to think about it, guys. In many cases, you've accomplished more than you haven't accomplished, in the sense that the things you wanted to accomplish and be at the place you are right now allows you to do that. I got Dr. Hagens in the building. Good morning, brother. Wish I could have been with my brothers this weekend, but I was with Madeline getting her prepared to get on out of here to summer camp. But it was good to see the pictures of my brothers. You guys were there breaking bread with Big Mike's at Big Mike's home. But all I want to say is be grateful for your problems. I'm sorry if there's any tragedies happening in your life, but just know that you are equipped to deal with your problem, and don't get caught in the comparison trap of wanting to be or being envious of what someone else has going on, whether it's Deion Sanders getting his foot amputated potentially, whether it's Monty Williams overcoming the death of his first wife and dealing with cancer with his current wife, or Dan Gilbert recovering from a stroke and being wheelchair bound in public at least, and still having a firm grip, still making great eye contact and being warm and present. But don't worry about other people's problems. Be grateful for the ones you have that you are equipped to overcome. So with that being said, I won't keep you guys too much more on this Monday Motivation. Thank you for checking in. Don't covet thy neighbor. Drop it. That's right. Right on time, cuz. Don't covet that neighbor. We appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys. I want you to enjoy this day. I'm going to be down on Big Monday. Shout out to Derek Coleman and what he's doing to help celebrate our youth. And I'm happy to be a part of that. So with that being said, Lindsay Hustle with SPS. See you next time. Peace.